And would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Resetar. I am a student teacher at Meadow Village in Northside Independent School District in the second grade.
Very good. Well, I have some questions for you regarding your student-teacher experience.
Okay.
What did you learn about yourself in the act of teaching and learning this semester?
The first thing is that I learned that I really, really love to gain their interest. The focus activity has been my best friend. I probably spend the most of my energy deciding what that activity is going to be. It's really short, but it's been the most crucial thing. And the moment that I have their attention, I know it, and I love that feeling, and I love knowing that they're with me, and I can see their excitement building, and that's great. I love it. I've also learned that I'm not the very best about deciding, oh geez, we had a fire drill, now we have 30 less minutes, what am I going to come out? That's been really, really hard adjustment. And I suppose some of that will come with time. For now, I'm like, but I need this, but I need this, but I need this. And so it's really hard to decide and to compress it into, okay, I could do away with that. So hopefully that's something I kind of pick up along the way. And again, I was talking about earlier about how it was important for me personally to be able to immerse myself in what I'm doing. If I'm starting a unit on San Antonio, I need to go research that. I feel more confident, and it shows. I had a little girl who was like, how do you know so much? It's like, I read, and I read a lot, and it's true. I expect the kids to do the same, and I model that through what I do, and it really shows. And then scaffolding, I found surprisingly that I naturally scaffold. It's one of the things I worried about the most, but it comes very naturally to me. That's a very nice surprise. So those are the main things that I learned about myself.
Very good. Good observations. What would you have done differently during your student-teacher experience?
First, I would have drawn on more people. I used some people. I used my CT immensely. I used her as a sounding board, and I did visit other teachers, but I wish I had done more of that. More of, oh, what are you doing next door? That looks so awesome. And I did a couple of those. I had a few glimpses. I think doing more of that would have really enriched my experience and what I know in a different perspectives, because we're all different, and sometimes looking at somebody else's things, you're like, oh, that was such a great idea. I wish I had known first. And so people aren't as forthcoming, but if you show interest, they're willing to show you. So that's one of the main things. Let's see. Oh, balance over the day. We're really good at balancing a single lesson. Balance over the day is another matter. I wish I had spent a little more time looking at the lessons over the course of the day. If we're having a test in math, well, maybe we shouldn't have a test in reading that day. Maybe we need to separate that up. There were some days in particular that I found, oh my gosh, it was tons and tons of work. And the kids obviously don't respond as well when it's like, okay, now we got to take this test, now we got to take this test. And that was something I learned as I went along, and I wish I had done a little more of, especially since we had most of the lessons picked up at the end. It didn't really hit me until after I'd already done like a week that, I really need to pay attention to what I'm loading onto their day and what times a day I'm loading that onto. So if I'm going to have a math test in the morning, no more testing until the afternoon, that type of thing. I also wish I had spent a little more time on centers and had really implemented more of those in math and reading and given that a feel, because this was the unique opportunity to try it out in a setting that was on my own, but also a safe environment, kind of like driver's ed. The instructor's right there. Anything goes wrong, they're right there. And I wish I had done that, as opposed to when I'm completely on my own and kind of figuring it out. So I think those were the main things. Yeah, those were the main things.
Okay. All right. What suggestions do you have for future student teachers?
The biggest thing is to have a plan, stick to it. Know that on Sunday nights, I'm writing my reflection on this. On Monday night, I'm doing this. And don't get behind, because that's when things really start to unravel. And it's really hard to catch back up at that point. There was one point in the semester that I was sick. I had the flu, which is a legitimate reason, but nonetheless, it was hard. It was hard. It was a lot more, okay, I'm not sleeping for a couple days so I can catch back up. So I wouldn't recommend that. Even if you're sick, do your best to get through and get what you need to get done. And even better yet, if you're ahead, then that doesn't hit you as hard. Be a confident leader. The kids are counting on you. If you show that you're not confident, that's going to really, it does you a disservice, because they're not going to listen. You have to be, it comes from within. And I know we saw the seminar, and she talked a lot about that you need to, nope, this is the way it is, and be authoritative but fair, and that pays off. And that's that's a really good thing. And take confident risks, which is the same thing with the centers and stuff. Be prepared to try new things. That, okay, oh yeah, next door they did this. This is really great. I'm going to try it and see if it works with me. Do that. Do it now. As opposed, I mean, it's always great to do that later, but now is a good time to do that. And especially if you're borrowing those ideas from around you. It's really great. And of course, the most important thing, don't lose sight of while you're there. Regardless of how little sleep you had, the kids are counting on you. And I'm sorry. And love the students, because they know.
Mm-hmm. They do, don't they?
They do.
And you do love them,
I
don't
do.
you? That's obvious. That's obvious. Okay. Do you have any last comments or observations that have not been addressed in these 3 questions that you would like to share?
I don't think so. It's like nothing I can think of. I'm a planner. I didn't plan that far.
Okay. You did really well. You did really well. Let's see, that's not clean. This one's
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck to you, and make sure you keep in touch.
I'll do that.